I'm sitting in a house with absolutely zero insulation right now. It's 2 degrees Celsius outside, and I haven't turned on the central heating once today, and I'm completely comfortable. Look at this. This thermal camera shows exactly what's happening. Heat is just pouring out of these walls like they're not even there. Because honestly, they might as well not be. Here's the thing. Van lifers figured out how to stay warm in a metal box on wheels. Some of them are living in Canada, in Alaska, through brutal winters. And they're doing it in what is essentially the worst insulated structure you could possibly imagine. Turns out their secrets work even better in an actual house. And by the end of this video, you'll know exactly how to stay comfortable in an uninsulated space without spending thousands on insulation or watching your heating bills explode. Let's get into it. Step 1. The problem. So first, let's talk about why you might be dealing with this. Maybe you inherited a property that needs work. Maybe you're renting and your landlord has zero interest in upgrading anything. Maybe you bought a fixer-upper and you're doing the work in stages. Or maybe, like a lot of people right now, you simply cannot afford to drop 10 to 20,000 pounds on proper insulation. Because that's what we're talking about. Cavity wall insulation, loft insulation, double glazing. It all adds up fast. And if you're renting, forget it. You're not making that investment in someone else's property. Now, every article online will tell you the same thing. Just insulate your house. Thanks. Really helpful. That's like telling someone who can't afford a car to just buy a car. So here's where the mindset shift happens. Stop trying to heat the entire house. Stop trying to warm every cubic meter of air in a 2,000 square foot space. That's the traditional approach, and it does not work in an uninsulated building. Instead, start thinking like a van lifer. Step 2. The van life philosophy. Van lifers live in metal boxes. Metal is one of the worst insulators on the planet. It conducts heat away faster than almost anything. And yet, thousands of people are living in vans year-round in cold climates, and they're not just surviving, they're comfortable. So what's their secret? 2 core principles. Principle 1, heat the person, not the space. Think about it. In a van, you have maybe 40 to 60 square feet of living space. You're not trying to keep the entire van at 20 degrees. You're keeping your immediate environment warm. Your body, your sleeping area, the zone where you actually exist. Principle 2, create thermal zones. Van lifers section off their space. They have a sleeping zone that's warmer, a living zone that's heated when they're awake. They don't waste energy on areas they're not using. Now here's the beautiful thing. Your house has advantages a van doesn't. You have more space to create warm pockets. You have rooms with doors. You can layer multiple strategies together. You have electricity that doesn't drain a battery. You just need to think differently about how you use it. Let me show you exactly how this works. Step 3, the strategies. Strategy 1, radiant heat is your best friend. In the van life world, diesel heaters are legendary. They produce radiant heat, heat that warms objects and people directly, not just the air. This is crucial in an uninsulated space because heated air just escapes immediately. In your house, your best options are oil-filled radiators or infrared radiant panels. Here's why these are better than regular fan heaters. A fan heater blows hot air. In an uninsulated room, that hot air rises, hits the cold ceiling and walls, loses its heat, and you're just burning money. This produces radiant heat. It warms me directly. It warms the objects around me. Even if the air is cold, I feel warm. It's the difference between standing in the sun on a cold day versus standing in the shade. Same air temperature, completely different feeling. Position these where you are, not where the room is coldest, behind your desk, next to your sofa, near your bed. Follow yourself around your house with heat. A decent oil-filled radiator costs about $50 to $100. Running it costs roughly 15 to 20 cents per hour. Compare that to heating your entire house through an inefficient system. You're looking at savings of 60 to 70% on your heating bills. Strategy 2, create a warm room system. Van lifers live in one space. You can do the same thing strategically. Pick one room as your primary winter space. This is your daytime living zone. For sleeping, you might use a different room, but during the day, you live here. Door draft stoppers. Costs about £5. Stick them on every door leading out of this room. You're creating a barrier. Thermal curtains aren't just for windows. Hang them in doorways if you need to. This room becomes your van. This is the space you're actually heating. I did a test. Outside this room, 11 degrees. Inside this room with one oil-filled radiator and the door closed, 18 degrees. That's a 7-degree difference with minimal energy input because I'm not trying to heat the hallway, the other bedrooms, the bathroom I'm not using. Day zone, living room. Night zone, bedroom. Heat them separately. Heat them only when you're using them. The rest of the house, let it be cold. You're not living in those rooms right now. Now this is where van lifers are absolute geniuses. Heated blankets and heated mattress pads. A heated mattress pad costs about $40 to $80. It uses roughly 3 cents worth of electricity per night. 3 cents. To keep you warm all night long. Same with heated blankets during the day. I'm sitting here, it's cold in this room, but I'm toasty. This uses about 100 watts. A space heater uses 1,500 to 2,000 watts. You're using 5% of the energy to achieve the same personal comfort. But we're not stopping there. Layer your clothing properly. Base layer, thermal underwear or merino wool against your skin. Mid layer, fleece or insulating layer. Outer layer, hoodie or jumper. This is what hikers do, what outdoor workers do, what van lifers do. Hot water bottles. Your grandmother knew what she was doing. Microwave heat packs. These are free heat storage devices. Let me show you the cost per hour breakdown. Central heating in uninsulated house, $2 to $3 per hour. Space heater, 30 to 40 cents per hour. Oil-filled radiator, 15 to 20 cents per hour. Heated blanket, 3 to 5 cents per hour. You see where I'm going with this? Heat yourself, not the air. Strategy 4, moisture management. Now here's something van lifers obsess over that most people ignore. Moisture. In an uninsulated, poorly heated space, you get condensation. Moisture in the air hits cold surfaces and turns to water. This makes everything feel colder and can cause mold. A dehumidifier isn't just about preventing mold. It actually makes the room feel warmer. Dry air feels warmer than humid air at the same temperature. When you cook, use the extractor fan or open a window briefly. When you shower, same thing. Don't let that moisture spread through your living space. If you can't afford a dehumidifier right away, moisture trap crystals cost about $5 and work surprisingly well in a small space. Dry space equals warm-feeling space. Strategy 5, reflective insulation hacks. Van lifers use reflective insulation everywhere. You can do temporary versions of this. Radiator reflector panels. About $10. Stick them behind your heater, and instead of heat going into the cold wall, it bounces back at you. Thermal curtains for windows. We mentioned these, but I can't stress enough how much difference they make. Windows are where most of your heat escapes. Window insulation film. This is basically shrink-wrap plastic you stick over your windows. Costs about $15 for a kit. Creates an air gap that massively reduces heat loss. The beauty of all these? They're renter-friendly. You can remove them when you leave. You're not modifying the property. Strategy 6, body heat retention. Last strategy, your body is a heater. Van lifers know this. Warm foods and hot drinks throughout the day. Your body uses that energy and generates heat. Timing matters too. Eat your biggest meal in the evening so your body is generating heat while you sleep. Every hour, move around for 5 minutes. Do some squats, some jumping jacks. Get your blood flowing. Your body generates heat through movement. Sleep system, flannel sheets, a good duvet, at least 10.5 tog for winter. A thick blanket on top if needed. Sleep clothing, thermal pajamas, socks, even a beanie if necessary. Your body produces heat all night. Your job is to trap it. Look, here's the bottom line. You don't need to heat 2,000 square feet of air. You don't need to warm every room in your house to 20 degrees. You need to keep one human body, your body, comfortable. Van lifers figured this out because they had no choice. They couldn't insulate a metal box effectively, so they adapted. They thought differently, and their solutions work brilliantly in houses with poor insulation. Whether you're in this situation temporarily while you save up for real insulation, or whether this is your long-term reality because you're renting or because insulation isn't feasible, these strategies work. They're cheaper, they're more comfortable, and they give you control over your heating instead of just watching your money disappear into the walls. So here's my question. Which of these strategies would you try first? Are you team heated blanket? Team thermal zone? Let me know in the comments because I want to hear what works for you. If this video helped you, smash that like button. Subscribe if you want more practical money-saving content like this. Hit the notification bell so you don't miss when I test these strategies to the extreme. Thanks for watching, stay warm, and I'll see you in the next on 12 genius ways to insulate your windows for winter.